Hello, I am just out in the farmhouse garden at the moment, and we are having some works done, which is kind of exciting. We are replacing our old, can you see, the overhead line, trying to do this in mirrored is hard work, over there, going back to the transformer back over there, with underground cable, which is expensive, but the reason being is that we want to do better catering in our farm kitchen. And our lovely old switchgear in the garden shed that was installed in the 70s, we think, even though it's got 200 amp bus bar and in theory plenty of power, modern regulations say we can't connect to it and do what we want to do, and certainly can't do that with what is over here. So both Western Power and our electricians have said, oh, you need to upgrade it. It's very expensive, but cheaper than fitting a gas system. So having a gas kitchen would be much more expensive. We'd have to build a new kitchen because where we've got a kitchen at the moment, the roof level is too low to fit an extraction system and a fire suppression system. So we've got the cheaper by far is to dig a trench and navigate all of that. So you can see the Fias are in the background doing their thing. And it would be nicer in a way. We'll get rid of that wonky telegraph pole over there. That cable's going to go. We've done some works in the process. So this is my father's mix farmer sewage repair that never really worked, and we weren't quite sure why, because it was a pipe onto a pipe, and it should have worked, but whenever we rodded it, it would get stuck around here. It's fairly obvious why it wouldn't work. That brown pipe is actually sloping up, so it was never going to drain. So we need to dig back, probably along, again trying to do this in mirror, back along into this concrete, hopefully not into the concrete, probably that over that where that brown pipe's laying on the ground now, and try and lift that clay pipe up and make it level, or not level. We want it to fall. That's the problem. Is it's going uphill. Water doesn't go uphill. Neither does poo. So we need to resolve that. We have got, I think I've said 6 different pipes coming across here. So this bit's a bit of a melee. The house main electric supply is over there, so that's an exciting one. And another sewage pipe, and another sewage pipe here. This is the original sewage line out there. I remember when we moved in here back in 90s, late 80s, 89, something like that. Mum and Dad will correct me. There was an outhouse out here with a toilet, and that was the original toilet for the whole house, before it had any indoor toilets. And then the next toilet that was added was there with that black spoil pipe there, which is that one, this one here, which also was cracked when they dug the trench. So that had been leaking, or not leaking. It hadn't been working quite as it should have been. But yeah, that's the original pipe, and that's what the system was put in for. And over the years, everything's been teed into that sewage line, which disappears off down the back of the farm into a septic tank there. But you can see it's full of water, and that there's some tree roots here from this poor pear tree. It should survive that. There's also some old land drains that we found. I say we, the Fias did, not me. They found one over there. Goodness knows what it was for. And there's another one in amongst all this water down here. That's a round pipe. The one down lower level is it's like a C-shaped pipe, and they were built on the clay base, and then they left a small gap between them. The water would percolate down. When they cut the lower level one down, the water just poured out of it. But they've tried rodding it, and nothing's giving. So we will re-establish them in case they were doing something. But the likelihood is they are no longer, because they are that old. I don't know who would have put them in. Certainly that deep. Whether this was part of the farmland at some point, I'm not sure. The oldest maps I've got show the farmhouse here in the 1800s. So if they were put in for farming, then that would have been further back than that. There used to be an orchard out here, I think, behind us, going off maps and some images I've got, earlier aviation images. We've now just got to navigate. I'll walk over the flower beds. We've now just got to navigate a water pipe we put in for the greenhouse. So I did that fairly recently, just with low level with a digger. So there we go. There's the line for the water pipe. Should be in there somewhere. You found it already? There we go. Not very deep. I said it wouldn't be.
Very deep.
So yeah, and then through the hedge after this, isn't it?
Through the hedge this afternoon. Right, we're going to leave a little bit for the drain down on the other side.
Yeah.
So we suddenly get a downpour, it's going to be down here.
Yeah.
We'll break through that next week.
And then go all the way out. Can I point again to the transformer without finding the high voltage cables under the ground?
Without finding it.
Smashing, thanks. So yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment. It's a little boy Ralph is finding it all a bit distressing. The garden's all dug out and he can't run around on it. But I have to keep reassuring him that it will be fine. We'll get it all back normal in time for summer. And we'll be able to run around as we did before. But at the moment, all he can see is his garden dug up, which he's a bit distressed about. But we did quite a bit of work here last year over this bit, and I didn't really want to dig through all of this and greenhouse. So that would have been the most direct route. Someone might ask, why didn't we just go from there straight across? Well, there's Christmas trees of this flipping old. I thought it was a cherry, but we just had a tree survey done, and they called it it's a something plum beginning with M. I'd never heard of it before. So it's not a cherry, but it's looking pretty. Nice little flowers on it now. It's always the first thing to flower in the spring. Oh, it looks pretty cool. And then, yeah, Christmas trees and all sorts. And we've also got cables flying over to the house as well. And there's one supply for a cooker in this bit, and that needs to follow this. We'll have to dig in again, pointy. We've got to dig in to that where that drain is there. Take one cable across to replace that black one there. That'll then go down underground. And there's also a link for the security lights. So the PIR's over there, and that's got to be taken back across. So that's another reason for going that way, because we can all link those cables in as part of that. But yes, it all should slowly come together, and we'll get some lovely new electrics all bolted along the back wall there. Rich has just put some ply in today. We're going to put some more in there tomorrow. So the main new supply will come up out of the ground, and it will go up, and all of this will be new. I don't know if they'll have fuses like this again. Not sure until we see it. Meter and everything over there, over that side, and then all our paneling will go here. This will all come off, and then we'll get this 70s board back to do whatever we want to in future, which will be cool. And then hopefully that'll last us another 50-60 years before we need to do anything else with it, which will be it'll be worth the investment then. So even if we don't always do the kitchen, we've got loads of spare power we can do all sorts with, which is really, really cool. So that's just what's going on the farm this week. I'll keep trying to do some videos on this, because to me this kind of project management, and I know it's a very simple project, but it's kind of cool. I like doing it, keeping me outside and doing bits and pieces. So I'll try and do some more of these in future, and hopefully it's interesting to you guys as well. Any questions, leave it in the comments, and I'll try and respond and let you know what we're doing and what we're up to. Thanks very much. Speak to you soon.